I think that door leads to the weather monitoring station. I have a nagging suspicion that once I enter, I won't be coming back this way for a while. You talking like real point of no return? Fuck. Let's see what George has to say. I'm glad I can go back. I may not look it, but I'm 65 years old. I founded the clean room 30 years ago to develop detectors for the weather, astronomy, and seismic branches of the lab. But the cleanness changed me. Now my life's work is to clean everything. Clean everything, huh? Including humankind. I don't really understand what's going on, but my clean room shift doesn't end for several years. So I'm sure it'll all blow over. And what's in these tubes? George, don't tell me you've got more clean men on standby. Because that can't be good. That can't be good, George. Okay. It's pretty funny. The cloud, it's it's good. As you can see, gentlemen, the project has been a great success. At least 4 new forms have been observed. Andre, no. This was a project he was talking about. And our ability to summon weather on command is extremely efficient. As a bonus, this hellish lab has been crippled, and the government shouldn't be a significant competitor to your endeavors for a long time. Our endeavors, Doctor. You're part of our team now. Is this Pizza Corp? Have they gone into weather science? Is this like Alabaster? We're gonna make a rain machine? Of course, of course. As soon as we get back to Pizza Corp HQ, I'll be working on the Grand Prix implementation. Andre. What a twist of fate. Do you like my glasses? I used advance from my new Pizza Corp salary to buy them. Prescription sunglasses. Do you understand what I've been through today? Of course, I made it happen. I don't get any of this. Who's this person, Doctor? My good friend Tom and the subject of many of today's tests. How's molecular affair? He gave me the cast form. It was on the wall all along. I should have known. That's it, he was hinting towards that when he mentioned the thing about Andre. I didn't make the connection that the game wanted me to make. But now I'm making the connection that the game wants me to make. Ah. You planted him with me to test the cast forms. Of course, who else would I trust with such an important test? Only the best Pokemon trainer I know. It's like I told you this morning. Get out of the lab. Get out of science too while you're at it, since you actually have the skills outside of it. I just went through 5 years of grad school for this. So did I. Know for what? Measly stipends? Bureaucratic hell? And have you seen the other people at this place? You make a good point there. It didn't even take a day of strange events to drive everyone insane. The scientists, engineers, security, cleanroom personnel, all whack jobs. I think they were all insane before today started happening. Only I had the sense to find a better deal. With the Pizza Corp. Naturally, as we offer the best benefits of any company in the world, we are unfettered by regulation and legal bureaucracy and morals. Not us. We're just a humble pizza manufacturer sponsoring a Pokemon tournament. I mean, this is essentially a sequel to Slice of Life, isn't it? It all comes back to the Pizza Corp. And when our preferred competitors win at the hands of Dr. Andre's sophisticated weather control system, we'll rake in more cash and publicity than you can imagine. You're all insane. This one's heard too much. Either recruit them or take care of them, Doctor. Whoa. They're like holograms? So just us two now. Or did they teleport? Want to join? I'm sure we can use your skills somewhere at Pizza Corp. Right. I actually never finished. Maybe you heard in the VOD, maybe you didn't get to that part. I never finished Slice of Life. I can't remember what happened, but I only got halfway through and I had to stop. I remember going to like the dinosaur age. I remember Biggs and Wedge. I don't remember much else. I remember the like the end of time, and like it was very Ocarina of Time with sages and shit. I don't know if there were actual sages, but it felt like there were sages. I think I did go to. You get locked up and there's like a cell underground or something, right? I do vaguely remember that. No such thing as unethical science. I'm gonna quote you on that, Ronco. I think that's one hell of a quote. Pizza Corp has ruined my hometown. I would never do unethical science. Well, can't say I didn't try. Me versus you then. Just like college, except this time I'm in control. Okay, well here we go. Some acid rain to start things off. So I guess it's gonna cycle through the weather. And whatever weather it cycles to probably suits the Pokemon that he has equipped. Oh, he went all out for the attack. I love you. But I think this is the end of you, Hydrapple. Do I switch out? I only have one. Let's switch out. Because you're going to use a poison type attack, and that's going to be not very effective on our poison. Oh, you used a hyper potion? I hope you die. And now it's Toxic Spike me, so whenever I send Hydrapple in, he's going to die anyway. You want to learn Hurricane? That's actually not bad. Cacturn. Dark type weather? Sandy type weather. Of course I missed, but you also missed. Okay, just keep on using the spiky shield. He withdrew. This is gonna screw up his mid-battle dialogue, I think. Because I imagine it's supposed to rain when Kudra's out. Oh. But that means I'm fucked, because he's actually smart. And he used a water type on my ground type. Yeah, I don't... You'd have to write like custom AI and have a custom AI system that's not just based off the payout. I don't... Maybe you already have that because some other plugins you used. Or maybe Essentials doesn't even do that anymore. But yeah, it sounds like a decent amount of effort. Level 50, huh? Oh my god, Toxic Spikes. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we're winning on this attempt. Yeah. I reckon... If he didn't switch out, I honestly feel like the battle would be considerably easier. Maybe you have some like movesets made to work with it. But if he didn't switch out, then Cast Form would almost always be fairly safe. But like the fact that he can switch out means he can switch out to a Pokemon that fucks up my Oh, it's clean! That fucks up my... whatever words I was saying. But yeah, I'm dead now. I think we lead with Cast Form. I think Poison Rain. Acid Rain, last time I tried to use like a Psychic move in Acid Rain. No, I haven't used any of my rare candies. I still have them. But I'll feel out the battle a bit more before I commit. Because, for example, Pulsar's really behind, but maybe I don't want to be spending them on Pulsar. Maybe I want to go all in on the Cast Form. So I'll feel out what I really need. Makes sense. I can feel that. Also, like, it's not game over if we lose. We just go back here, so we will be getting XP on every attempt. Assuming that I do manage to knock out at least one. Maybe. I'll check. I'm not sure. I feel like most of my TMs are cast form TMs, at least the ones that I found. Yeah, like he's level 45 now, which he wasn't before. Honestly, maybe... maybe opening with cast form isn't good. Because when it's cast form, he wants to use toxic spikes, which is really annoying. But when it was Hydrapple, he went straight for the knockout. So the last time I did Cacturn, it was nice, but it very quickly led to the weather getting fucked up, and if the weather gets fucked up, I kind of get swooped by Goodra. So I could try Raging Bull on you and hoping that one hits. Oh, fuck off. And like it actually matters because Toxic Spark, so you stalling, and me missing does suck. We can get in one attack. Luckily it knocks out, but that's going to be Tauros dead from Poison and Sandstorm. Next is going to be Parasect. So just go full power. Oh, I hate that. Yeah, if I can get rid of the Toxic Spikes. All of these guys know how to stall. He's using Dig, he's using Protect. It's probably not just Twitch ads. It's probably also my bad internet. I am streaming from Australia on the other side of the world, so like it is what it is, and I'm streaming on crappy internet, so Crocodile. Dark type weather? Maybe? Yeah, okay. Nice clear amulet, that's cool. He knows Earthquake. Hey Sleepwalker, how are you doing? You've come in at the climax. See, that would have worked if... I'm not going to play my own game. That's too boring. I already had to playtest it. I reckon... I mean, I didn't know what his last Pokemon was, but if I used to revive it, I could have revived Starmie. Starmie would have outsped. And we could have gotten down the Crocodile. That's true. I could put some in speed. But that's okay. We're getting levels. And that was like fairly close. The main thing is the Toxic Sparks. I didn't switch out for Auden, which maybe I should have done. But if I could do something to deal with the Toxic Spikes. I also didn't check for TMs like you suggested, because I'm stupid. But whatever. Yeah, this is a jam game. This is Forecast. If you haven't played it, Sleepwalker, I highly recommend it. This has... I mean, I'll give my full thoughts later. But this is like... probably the funniest fan game I've played in recent memory, if not the funniest fan game I've ever played. I've got very short-term memory, so maybe I have played funnier fan games. But this has been very funny, in my opinion. And I'm enjoying it a lot. This is definitely like a highlight for the jam for me. Okay. We're getting... Cacturn. This order is the same. I'm stupid. So, if we don't miss, our Tauros can have a bit more health and not die immediately. He's gonna spiky shield turn 1 anyway, so maybe I should work up. Oh, I've got Assault Vest. Maybe I need to take Assault Vest off. Cacturne has Protect. Parasect has Protect. I should use that as an opportunity to... That's why you sold the antidotes. I did buy antidotes for 7000p. I was so confused. I haven't played many. I stupidly set up a deadline for Nova and I'm in a rush. I've seen you've had like a lot of updates queued up for Nova. Honestly, let's just try to get some damage on Parasect with Raging Bull if we can. Because you're one of my good clean mons. I know Toxic's gonna hurt a bit, but... Okay, I mean, if you're digging, I'm dead anyway, so I should be using an item instead of choosing an attack. So I could choose to heal Molecular, or I could choose to save Tauros. The Pokemon we have left to fight, Gudra, Crocodile, Gudra and Crocodile. There's a chance Gudra has like Energy Ball. Crocodile has Earthquake, which screws up Molecular. Tauros would be good for Crocodile, but it's going to be difficult. I guess if we Hyper Potion, Antidote, Hyper Potion, we can get Tauros back to safety. And he is one of my higher level Pokemon. Why did I use a Super Potion? It didn't matter anyway. But Toxic's gone too far, like I'd have to swap out. Let's just heal Castform. Then we'll do a Hydrapple. Is he protecting? Should I Dragon Cheer? He is protecting. Failed. Failed? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, that makes sense. Pickle Beam, not a knockout. Okay, Parasect really cannot deal much damage for me. I think I should Antidote, but next will be Crocodile anyway. What could Crocodile do to me? Hopefully Crocodile can't one-hit me. This game's about 2 hours to 3 hours, I'd say. 2.5 hours. My Giga Drain is like almost as powerful as my... if not more powerful than my... Pickle Beam. Why is that? What's the power on Giga Drain? Is it not 60? Okay, so now we go Crocodile. And Giga Drain will be super effective. I reckon we'll survive an Earthquake. Or Crunch, that's good. Nice, okay. Now it's just Gudra. Gudra does outspeed me. We can see if we can get him one Pickle Beam. I think it's unlikely. Yeah. We can try Molecular. I'm worried you're gonna have an Energy Ball. Okay, no, if you're just using water type attacks. Let's get Toxic out of the way quickly. That's dangerous, but I reckon you have a Thunder Punch. Why were you hiding that the whole time? Why didn't he? Am I stupid? What happened to the Paralyze? Did I not use Thunder Wave? Did it miss? Does he have some cure ability? Hydration. Okay. Okay. Okay then. Oh. I have one revive. I think even if I use a revive, I'm not winning this. He's going to use... I'm out of antidotes as well. We'll see what happens, but... That's it, I think. Unless we get really lucky with confusion. Okay, let's try again. Let's look at our... Because I know we had to use some items, but even without items, we're definitely not far from winning. Let's look at our TMs. Let's look... Scold? Is that just better than... what we have here? It is. Story's been real, like it's obviously a very goofy story, but it's been like a good goofy story. Like, I don't like story. Often when you talk about story, it seems to, I feel like it implies it's like a big overarching plot that's super deep. But I guess what I would say about this game is that the writing is very good. Is Psyshock? What do we have? Psybeam? Which one's better? Well, thank you for answering my question. There we go. That's one of the first TMs I got, and I never taught him to. Wow. We have Earth Power. Do I want Earth Power? Or Molecular? Who would I use Earth Power on? Is it good on Overquill? What type is Overquill? It's not water type, is it? Okay. Oh no, watch this. No, no, no. No, 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 no. Oh. Fuck me. No, that's okay. I don't think we used Weather Ball much anyway. What I meant to do was give that to Hydrapple, because what I was thinking is that Overquill uses attacking moves when we send out Hydrapple. Maybe if we taught Earth Power to Hydrapple, we could 1 or 2 hit Overquill, and then the Toxic Spikes would never happen. But obviously we've fucked that up now. And that's a decent... Well... Yeah. At least I don't think we were really using, I need to do EVs too, right? I don't think we were really using Weather Ball for that battle, because all the types we were going up against were catered for it anyway. Wow, we got a lot of EVs, huh? That's true. I think it should be fine, honestly. Were you not 204 before? How come you're down to 200? What? Don't EVs go to 255? I don't understand anything about Pokemon. Yeah, and that is all our EVs. Let's see. This is like a really dumb strategy, but if Hydrapple can take down Overquill, we won't get Toxicked. And it will make a lot of other stuff a lot smoother. But it's a big question of if Hydrapple can take down Overquill. Because obviously it's not the best matchup. Not at all. If we get lucky, we get what, a 30% chance for Fickle Beam. That's got to do good damage, right? I don't outspeed it. It would have to do something stupid to let me win this. But maybe... What was your speed? Your speed was 85. What type do you say Overpool is? Dark Poison. Yeah, Hydrapple is actually my slowest Pokemon. If I just send in Raging Bull, that will be super effective, right? You're gonna use a Hyper Potion, I imagine. What? No? Why did that do so little damage? I guess Poison resist Spartan. I didn't know that. I don't know my type chart. I don't play Pokemon. This run is down the gutter, but I think we've found some stuff that is helpful. Maybe. Oh, fucking hell. How fast are you? Do you have Gale Wings? Why do you have priority on everything? Whatever. Anyway. This run is over. Let's just get some extra XP. That's insane, man. He's gonna protect. So what? Like, you withdrew. No, you're gonna send out Slime Ball. Which means I'm fucked. Ooh, but since it's not raining, I missed. Okay. Suit yourself. No sweet free XP for Pulsar unless you get like a critical, which we did. I will say, Fox, like I know you're worried about this fight being overtuned. I know I haven't beaten it yet, so I shouldn't say this. But it really doesn't feel that bad. I think it would be impossible if I only had Cast Form and Pulsar. That would be a trial and a half. But like, I'm really bad at Pokemon. This feels doable. So I can't send in Molecular. I feel like Tauros is just my best bet. Or I could see if Scold does more damage. We have Mystic Water. But there's a chance that since I'm Psychic, it's not going to use the Poison move, and maybe it'll use Toxic Sparks. We'll see. We're scientists, right? It's all about experimentation. You have a hypothesis, you test it, you write down the results. And then you take that into your next test. This is science. This is what the game's about. This is beautiful. No, we're not repeating the same thing over and over, even though it may look like that to the untrained eye. We are actually testing and testing. And we're going to get results and eat our cake. Okay, so what do you do if we send out Pulsar? You crunch me. Which means I die on one hit. Okay. No, I meant that. Why are you in that position? Raging Bull is normally in that position. I wanted to see if Raging Bull had any chance of soloing you if you got a bit lucky. Well, that's... So we can now try to do this without Toxic Sparks, but we're down to 2 Pokemon, so... I also think I don't have any antidotes at the moment, so... Yeah, this will be interesting. Yeah. We should be able to take out... I hope we can take out Cacturn before we die. Nice. Okay. And now, Moleculio, can you solo the whole team? Probably not. What's your highest base power move, Moleculio? Earth Power at 90, Fire Blast at 110, Hurricane at 110. Let's do Fire Blast and hope we don't miss. Not as much damage as I was hoping. You're really not that strong of a Pokemon, are you? I guess the other problem is when we if we knock out Overquill immediately, that tends to mean that we need Andre to not use Hyper Potions. Which does make some of the later encounters a bit more difficult. But let's try this. Let's see if we can get lucky with Raging Bull. See if we can do this, because that would be nice. Intimidate helps. I think, yeah, we can try. This is still possible. Otherwise, we just go back to the old strategy. We just deal with the Toxic Sparks, and we hope that we can take them out before it does too much damage to my team. Okay. I don't survive another one, do I? No. Do I do a Hydrapple? Hydrapple won't die. But it will take a hit. It didn't get poisoned. Okay. That's good. That's doable. If I do Molecular, the Cacturn will change into Goodra, which will screw me over pretty badly. If I stay new, I don't know if I'm going to be able to take down Cacturn. Okay, apparently I can, because I got an all-out attack. Thank you, Hydrapple. So then we go Parasect, and we Fickle Beam Parasect, because we just want high power. Nice. I reckon we're in a bit of a conundrum. Oh, we just Giga Beam. We tried this before, right? Giga Drain does a similar amount. Hyper Potion me, because we need you alive. Apparently Parasect's for one Pokemon you outspeed. Nice, okay. Then next is Crocodile. And we can Giga Drain the Crocodile, right? We tested this before, it works well. I think. Nice. You're going to Hyper Potion, which will not matter because we're just going to Giga Drain you again. Nice. Okay. So I'm on full HP. I'm at a high level. I don't actually have Fickle PP left. So to be honest, there's not much point to leave in Hydrapple. I think I used all my Fickle Beam PP. But there's also not much point in saving it unless I wanted to like last minute decide to use a revive. So I think we just try to get in a tiny bit of damage if we can. I have two. Okay, you're right. I'm not out of PP for Fickle Beam. He used Thunder Punch because he's an idiot. He used a Hyper Potion because he's an idiot. And we win. Well, would you look at that? All it took was us abusing the AI so it didn't use Toxic Spikes. Because that strategy, Hydrapple sweep the whole team there. That would not have been possible if we had Toxic on Hydrapple. I guess we could have used an Antidote. But let's pretend that I actually did something smart. Of course, I map out every detail, I control every element of my terrain, and I still can't beat you. You've always been better. Always. Andre, I've learned today that I can't control anything in my life. You and I are here by some magic, some coincidence of particles in space. How could you predict anything? Very funny. It will be partly cloudy tomorrow, you know. I know that for a fact. Mostly. The weather report is never correct. You probably... I don't want to send you off to jail or anything, but... I know, I'll figure it out. You know, there's one thing I definitely can't predict. What's that? The stars. Are we going to see that? Yeah, look at that. That's... Wow, what was I thinking asking you to get out of this field? Well, you're right, but I'm going to make zero money. Yeah. The end. I like that. The ending kind of trailed off very quickly there. But I thought that was very nice. Oh, I like that a lot as a whole experience. I get the feeling that the ending was probably rushed. I feel like there could be like a couple more lines of dialogue there just to like close off the arc properly. But ending looking off into the stars and Andre, yeah, I can kind of vibe that out. And Andre, like, at least acknowledging that he somewhat refused to see it. Well, I guess he, like, I don't know. There was still beauty in front of him, and he was kind of ignoring it with the stars. And I think that's a nice way to sort of end it. But obviously, I can see that the ending was rushed. But other than that, a really nice experience. Honestly, Foxair, like, watching you work on this game, I saw all the stuff in the game jam chat of you being like, Cat, please, give me 1 more hour. I'm gonna post a thread in a second, I swear, please. Just 1 more lane, it will fix everything. I really thought this game was gonna be more of an unfinished mess, because it really seemed like it was scrambling. But this game is like, it felt very full, at least until the very end. It felt very polished, like flavor text everywhere, comedy everywhere, fun puzzles that are dumb everywhere. It was really nice. I like this game a lot. And I think part of it's gonna just come down to like personal taste of what kind of writing, what you find funny. But this was definitely like the funniest jam game, the funniest Pokemon game I've played in recent memory at all. If you ask me, name a funnier fan game, like, I don't know. Honestly, this is probably funnier than Wet Mode 2. Wet Mode 1 wasn't that funny. Wet Mode 2 was funny. This is probably funnier than Wet Mode 2. Or maybe I'm just recency biased. Well, I would play Edge Rising if it didn't have the Marshy signature bullshit mechanic of when you game over, you actually game over without warning. Because I played like an hour and a half of that game and then I game over it and it told me actually you lost all your progress. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not playing this again. But I learned in Tale of Dreams, that's just what Master does with his games. But fuck that, I'm not going back to Edge Rising. So I don't know if Edge Rising is funny or not. But yeah. It was funny, like, and it, like, I don't know, it wasn't funny in a like a Reggie Meth kind of funny way. It was actually just funny. I liked your style of writing a lot. And it wasn't like Reggie Meth funny, it wasn't like PogJam funny of just random shit happening. Although I reckon to some people it probably would just look like random shit happening. But to me, it seemed more methodical. It was funny. And the gameplay was fun. Like, you took advantage of the weather stuff, you implemented new weather, you had cast forms who could actually take advantage of it. Obviously, the teams you went against in the clean room, they took advantage of the clean weather. I think there's lots of fun stuff. Oh? Congratulations on completing the game, and welcome to the Creds Jail. I'm not really sure what this game is. If you enjoyed it, please let me know on the EV Expo. I will leave a comment on the EV Expo Discord server. If you liked what you played and you want more goofiness and a slightly more coherent story, feel free to play my other game, A Slice of Life. Maybe I should finish that game. I've probably forgotten enough about it that, like, I would go in and feel fairly fresh. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed this Fox Ale. I think you did a very good job. This was, I think you sort of worked me very well by lowering my expectations by like the messages you would leave on the Discord, acting like you were rushing through everything. I really thought this was going to be like an unfinished 40-minute mess, but no, this felt like a very good full game. I had a lot of fun. Definitely a highlight of the jam for me. I don't like making like tier lists, putting other jam games above the others, but if I was to like think of some personal highlights of the jam, this would definitely be in it. This is good. And it's not even like it's not trying to do any like indie game shit. You haven't made anything on Game Maker. You haven't made some new mechanics. You didn't get a scripter on your team. It's just actually Pokemon, but nice presentation, funny shit, good gameplay. I know you seem quite unhappy, or like maybe not unhappy, but half about the final boss. But I liked it. It was a fun challenge. I worked it and I made it work. So why not? I had fun, and I think most people will probably have an easier time than I did with that final boss because I tend to be on the lower side of Pokemon. But yeah, I can see that maybe some people would complain. Um, I guess like the most damning thing is that the Pokemon are optional. Um, but if they weren't optional, I think the difficulty is kind of fine. I guess the XP curve's kind of odd. Because like that Googe is level 50, but you're probably still going to be going in with like a level 40 on your team. Maybe I feel like I don't know. Did someone debuff how XPO works? Because Pulsar did not gain much XP off XPO. But maybe that's how it should be. But I like it when XPO keeps everything like slightly more equal, even if I'm not using it. But XPO didn't really do that, and that's not a your fault kind of thing. I'm not sure if that's like a XPO mechanics changing between generations and not being as powerful as it used to be. But yeah. Maybe just some of the levels were slightly odd, but I guess like you say, you want him to have Gujo without it being illegal. But yeah, super fun. This stream was longer than I expected. I thought we were close to the end of the game. Kenny was right to tell me to not push it. But yeah, thank you so much for coming by, Fox Out. It's been fun to play with you. Thank you, Sleepy, for coming by as well, and anybody else hanging out in the back. Have a good evening or morning or whatever it is.